Good news tonight for Hillary Clinton. FBI Director James Comey says his latest review of her emails did not reveal any new conclusions or charges. Good evening and thanks for staying up late with us tonight. With 2 days left before the election, Clinton is bringing out celebrities on the campaign trail while Donald Trump makes stops in 5 different states. NBC's Jennifer Johnson has our story.
With 2 days to go, good news late today for Hillary Clinton out on the campaign trail with Ohio's beloved son, LeBron James.
Are you ready to choose our next president?
Clinton didn't address it, but the FBI director wrote members of Congress this afternoon saying after its latest review of her emails, we have not changed our conclusions that we expressed in July. That's when the FBI decided not to file charges against Clinton for her use of a private email server while Secretary of State. NBC News has learned most of the emails in this latest review found on former Congressman Anthony Weiner's laptop were duplicates already seen.
And we're glad that this matter is resolved.
Still on the attack, with polls showing him behind, Donald Trump has an exhausting schedule Sunday, going from Iowa to Minnesota to Michigan to Pennsylvania and finally Virginia.
Hillary's an insider fighting only for herself and her special interests. You, the American people, are my only special interest.
The latest NBC News Wall Street Journal national poll shows Clinton holding on to a slim advantage, 44 to Trump's 40%. But that's down from her double-digit lead in mid-October. Clinton holds commanding leads among women, African Americans, Latinos, and young voters 18 to 34.
Yes, I'm with her all the way.
Stevie Wonder joined President Obama at a rally in Florida today, targeting those Clinton supporters.
Of the 5 states he visited today, Trump made a stop in Minnesota holding a rally at MSP International with thousands showing up. This visit marks Trump's first public appearance in Minnesota during his campaign. And from the minute Trump took the podium, he touted the fact he has come to campaign in Minnesota and Hillary has not since she won the Democratic nomination in July. He hit on points about keeping jobs in Minnesota and homegrown terrorism. Minnesota hasn't voted Republican in a presidential election since 1972, but supporters say they're remaining optimistic.
Growing up, I've only been able to watch all the previous elections, never been able to vote, but to have a say, it's pretty exciting being the first time.
Minnesota's got a huge chance to go red finally, and the polls are showing it, and people are just running away from Hillary.
Trump's running mate Mike Pence will be in Duluth tomorrow morning for the final push to election night. Be sure you're watching Valley News Live on election night. We'll have reporters with Democrats and Republicans here locally and in D.C. That coverage begins at 7:25 on both NBC and CBS. We've known for some time that border security is a hot topic with this election.
We are going to build the wall 100%, and Mexico is going to pay for the wall. Don't worry.
But that's at the southern U.S. border. What about the U.S.-Canada border? Valley News Team's Bradford Eric takes us north along what's known as the Slash, riding along with U.S. Border Patrol. Their main mission, stop terrorists from entering the country, but we'll show you where and how dangerous drugs and people are coming across.
We are going to build the wall 100%, and Mexico is going to pay for the wall. Don't worry.
Catch our investigation of the northern border security Monday on Valley News Live, 10 at 10. Deer hunting season kicked off this weekend, and an area woman wants to remind everyone to exercise caution after some hunters were shooting near her daughter's property. She called our whistleblower hotline after she says some gamesmen got a little too close to shooting something other than their prey. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons explains.
The Minnesota deer hunting season opened on Saturday. And over in Glendon, a few hunters were running on adrenaline, determined to bag their buck after chasing it, even after the animal crossed onto Diane Nodsley's daughter's property. She was watching her grandsons and doing work in the garage when she says she heard a commotion. 5 shots being fired.
Like a bottle rocket sound shooting past the door. Went outside and looked, and the deer was kind of hung up in the fence, and the guys were shooting through the yard.
She called 911 immediately. A Clay County sheriff, along with a game warden, came to the home and found the hunters about a half-mile down the road, where they were allegedly fined for their actions. To Nodley's knowledge, they should have lost their hunting license, and she doesn't understand how they could just shoot onto a person's property.
With the kids being in the yard and the animals, it's plain as day that there was people home, because the dogs were outside. I even had the fire pit burning.
She knows hunting is a popular activity that many people in our community look forward to, but she says it's something that needs to be done safely, not putting others at risk.
Stay out in the fields where you should be hunting, stay away from the residents. How do you know somebody's not going to walk out that door at the same time and be struck by a stray bullet?
In Glendon, Minnesota, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
We tried reaching out to the Department of Natural Resources about this particular incident, but we've not heard back. And if you'd like to read the guidelines for safe hunting in both Minnesota and North Dakota, head over to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. On Saturday, Becker County Sheriff's Office responded to a call about a man that was shot in the leg. According to the Sheriff's Office, 45-year-old David Shaw from Lake Park was out hunting in Cormorant Township. Two groups of hunters were out hunting, and the group Shaw wasn't in shot at a deer, and one of those shots hit Shaw. Shaw was flown to Sanford Hospital. His condition is unknown at the time, and this incident is being investigated. We tried reaching out to the Department of Natural Resources again about that incident, but we've not heard back from them. And if you want to read the guidelines for safe hunting in both Minnesota and North Dakota, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. People took their protest of the Dakota Access Pipeline to a cemetery today in Bismarck. They're drawing comparisons between the pipeline going through what they say is their ancestors' burial grounds to putting a pipeline through cemeteries. Police showed up and saw people blocking one lane on Century Avenue in Bismarck, so they closed down the roadway for safety. The Bismarck Police Department kept a perimeter around the nearly 40 demonstrators. Counter-protesters arrived, and police kept the two groups on opposite sides of the road and allowed both to continue to protest for about 45 minutes. No arrests or confrontations happened, and DAPL protesters left 6 red shovels in the cemetery. The State Historical Society has said there are no burial grounds in the pipeline's route.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
And here's a look at our tower cam time lapse in Fargo. Mainly sunny skies out there for today with just a few passing clouds, but it was extremely warm out there for this time of year with that nice southerly flow. And in fact, it was record breaking. We broke records in Grand Forks at 72 degrees, Fargo at 73, and Sisseton also at 73. High temperatures out toward Jamestown and Valley City at 68 degrees, Devil's Lake at 69, and into Fergus Falls and Wahpeton, a high of 70, and Detroit Lake saw a high of 68 degrees. And right now, almost 11 o'clock at night, temperature in Fargo at 57. So is Detroit Lakes. In Wahpeton and Fergus Falls, 55 degrees out toward Wadena, temperature at 54, and Valley City holding at 59 degrees. So a very mild night with that wind mainly from the south across the area. Breezy in some places, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Some gusts near 30 depending on where you are. We are seeing some clouds developing. We thought we might see a passing shower, but mainly we are looking dry out there. Can't rule out a passing sprinkle tonight, and the clouds are just going to keep the temperatures from going anywhere. We are going to see low temperatures mainly into the upper 40s and lower 50s. This high pressure is working its way out, and we do have a system off to our west, and the difference between the two is giving us that nice southerly flow that will stay with us as we go through the night. That cold front will eventually make its way through. We are going to be a little colder tomorrow, but still well above average for this time of year. So low temperatures again getting into the upper 40s and lower 50s as the cloud cover does keep us warm during the overnight period. Then that wind does flip around to the north behind that cold front, but it's only going to lower temperatures to a high of around 55 to 60 across the area, which is well above our normal high in the lower 40s this time of year. We're going to stay mild as we go through the evening. So planning your day tomorrow in Fargo, 52 to start. That's a very mild start. Mostly cloudy skies turn partly cloudy by noon. A temperature at 56 degrees. It will be slightly breezy out there, 59 by around 5 p.m. Partly cloudy, still warm for this time of year. Temperatures in the Southern Valley mainly into the upper 50s, and we're going to keep that wind flipping around to the west-northwest, say 15 to 20 miles per hour, upper 50s into Lakes Country. We're going to be into the mid to upper 50s into Northland, Minnesota. Partly cloudy skies as we make our way into the Northern Valley with temperatures into the upper 40s to mid 50s. And then as we go through the day on Tuesday, we are going to see temperatures rise through the 40s out there. Temperatures topping off into the mid-50s, a little cooler, but well above average for this time of year again. Then for Wednesday, 62 as we really warm up. Sunny skies, partly cloudy Thursday, 57, 49 on Friday. we stay dry through the week with temperatures Saturday and Sunday into the lower 50s. And again, next weekend, our normal high 39 degrees.
Well, it doesn't look like a bad week at all. I'm not going to complain about these
No?
temperatures.
Yes, enjoy another week of, say, what you'd see in late summer.
Awesome, Justin. Thank you so
Yep.
much. So ahead on Valley News Live at 10, we tell you how you can help the family of a little girl in our area.